a video on this bit of leftover sliced beef. So I worked last night and there was some beef left over. I think I did extra. So some leftovers, and I was thinking what I could do with it. And I was thinking I could just turn it into add it to like some tomatoes and make a quick easy beef ragu. Add some onions and then cook a bit of pasta and kind of do some kind of pasta bake or something like that. But I was then kind of having a bit of think about it, and I've been faffing around with doing like 3 ingredient bacon pasta, where we fry off some bacon and then we fry the pasta in the lard that's come out of the bacon so it goes crisp and adds kind of like a depth of flavour, and then we chuck back in the bacon and then we add some cheap tin tomatoes, and then we add in some water and we hard fry it, and then it comes like a spaghetti assassins or assassin's pasta. And I was kind of thinking, well, we could actually use that beef instead of the bacon. So we can fry that beef, shred it up a bit, fry it in some lard, I think. I don't think I want to use beef dripping, but we've got some lard, or we might have some chicken fat. So we'll fry it in that, get it crisp, and then take that out, fry the linguine in the fat that's been flavoured by the beef, and that's gone a bit crispy. And then I opened a cheap tin of tomatoes, so we'll use these cheap tomatoes because I did a test of the difference between cheap tomatoes and expensive tomatoes, and the price difference I don't think justified the quality. So although they were better quality tomatoes, the ones that were more expensive, they were like a lot more expensive, and I don't really think they were kind of justified in the price that they were charging. So we're just going to use some cheap tomatoes, and also we're frying the beef and we're frying the we're frying the pasta, so we're going to get a depth of flavour from that anyway. And and there's a bit of jelly with the beef, and there's a bit of fat in there. So I don't think we need to use a better quality tomato. I think we can get away with some cheap tomatoes, which those are from Sainsbury's, I think. I remember. Now, when I've done this recipe in the past, I made it 34p with cheap bacon, cheap pasta, and cheap tomatoes. That's better quality pasta, and that took longer to cook and needed more water. So the ratio with the cheap pasta was 1 part tomatoes and 1 part water, whereas if we're using this type of better quality, and it is better quality pasta, we need to use 1 part tomatoes to 2 parts water. So proportion, it will be 200 grams of tomatoes, and then we'll put in 400 millilitres of water, because this pasta takes a little bit longer to cook. So I'm going to do it in a short video as well. So I'll do I'm playing around with doing shorter videos. I think it's important to teach yourself things and get better at things. So the risk of repeating myself and kind of making this will be like the fifth video on something very similar. But I think I like to explore things, and to get better at things we potentially have to repeat things. And I think to repeat something that's slightly different, I need to record it, because something interesting might happen. It might not work, it might be terrible, absolutely terrible, but it might work, and I kind of need to record that. So I think we'll class this as a fast beef ragu, I think, and we'll see. How much does that weigh? How much does that beef weigh? So we'll use that lid. I can't use my scales on the camera because the board isn't flat. So how much does that beef weigh? Oh, okay, so there is 176 grams. So that's like 2 portions, is that? So that'd be fine. It's only a little bit of beef. So, which is about the right amount for that amount of tomatoes. Why did I say potatoes? I don't know. And then we'll put in 200 grams worth of this better quality linguine. But there we go. So I'll fry this and add that and part of the video, and that'll be next. And then we'll do a taste afterwards. Fast beef ragu. For 1 portion, you will need 200 grams of tinned tomatoes, 100 grams of leftover roast beef, thinly sliced, fried in lard until it looks like this, 100 grams of pasta fried in the lard that you cook the beef in until it looks like this. Add your beef, tomatoes, double the amount of water per tomato, season with salt and pepper, and hard fry until it looks like this. Do the twiddly thing with a ladle and a fork to make it look all fancy and like this, and enjoy. Right, so let's have a look. Probably could have done with a bit more tomato in, but not to worry. The other tomatoes we had, I wasn't going to open another tin. Maybe a bit of tomato puree would have worked, but loads of meat in it. Looks good. It certainly needs the extra amount of water if we're using a better quality linguine or spaghetti. Do you know that? That's really good as that. I mean, it's not. It's not like the best ragu ever, but for some leftovers and an easy, cheap dinner, that's a success.